Yeah.
Okay. Hello, for those that are on or those that will see this later. I'm Stacia Lawson. I'm the project manager here at the Bridge Project, and Veronica Perez is on today as well. Welcome to another Wednesday webinar. We're very excited today to have Anne-Marie Clifford. She is the manager of sports and competition in San Diego and Imperial counties. She's been involved with the Special Olympics for a little under 2 years, and she has a great passion for sports. We're just kind of catching up and talking about what she plays and what she's into. She previously worked in a nonprofit for sports for 7 years and professional sports for 3 years. So we are very excited and very happy to have Anne-Marie here today to talk about Special Olympics. I think this is a great opportunity for the individuals that we serve, for families and their children, and we look forward to hearing more about it. Anne-Marie, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. And you can share your screen when you're ready. I'm ready.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And for those on this, again, as we all know, all our webinars are recorded and they'll be on the website at A Better Life Together.
All
Perfect.
right. Well, again, thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone that is here today and will be watching at a later date. Thanks so much for having me. So we are Special Olympics Southern California. Within Southern California, we have 5 regions. I oversee Region 5, which is San Diego and Imperial counties. Um, And here's our story. Basically, our mission is to provide year-round sports training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, giving them continuing opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, experience joy, and participate in a sharing of gifts, skills, and friendships with their families, other Special Olympics athletes, and their communities. So essentially, what our vision is to promote acceptance, inclusion, and well-being for people with intellectual disabilities through the power of sports. So we are a little unique from other sports organizations. We have sports opportunities for all ability levels, and we division those abilities for equitable competition. So essentially, what that is, you have someone with an intellectual disability that may be higher functioning and someone that's lower functioning, and we will allow them to participate in the same sport, in the same event, but they will be divisioned separately because their ability levels are different. And they will be awarded separately. They can move on to chapter events, USA games, and as well as world games at different levels. You do not have to be the best of the best of the best. You need to be the best in your division, which is really, really cool. And then we award all participants. We do first through third for gold, silver, and bronze, and then we do ribbons from fourth through eighth. Um, and the really, really cool part is there are no fees to any of the families or our athletes. So they practice once a week. There's the ability to travel for competitions. They stay overnight at certain competitions, and there is no payment coming from the families. It is fully funded by Special Olympics Southern California.
Anne-Marie, is there help with transportation to the events?
For the events, yes. So practices, that would be working with your teammates or your coaches if they wouldn't be able to get there on their own. A lot of our athletes use public transportation. But as far as competitions, yes, we rent vehicles for our coaches, and the coaches drive the athletes to competitions.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we identify our participants? So for an athlete, it's any individual with an intellectual disability, cognitive delay, or a significant learning delay. And then we also have unified partners that participate with some of our sports, not all, and it's an individual without an intellectual disability. So they would just serve as a teammate, um, which is really cool. So these are the 11 counties that we, Special Olympics Southern California, oversee. We have 5 regions. So, and then again, I'm San Diego and Imperial counties. All right, so for our sports and programs that we offer, so we consider everyone an athlete. You can be young athlete, you can do a community sport. We have unified sports, which kind of goes along with our school's programs. We have athlete leaders and we have athlete health leaders as well. So it's not just sports. So for our community programming, if for the training and competition, we have young athletes and that is 2 to 7 years old. And they meet for 8 week training sessions at whether it be a local park, a gymnasium, something like that. And we're really just working on their um, dexterity skills. It's very simple, dribbling, passing, working on their foot skills, things like that. So it's very, very simplified for that younger athletes. And then once they turn 8, they can move into the traditional sports. We have 4 sports seasons a year, and we offer 12 sports, and they are a minimum of 8 weeks and a max of 14, depending on the season. And then they can compete multiple times throughout each season, usually a max of 3. And then on the not sports side, we have athlete leadership. So we have leadership councils, global messengers. We have Gavel Club and health messengers. And then for community engagement, we have local programs, coaches, event volunteers, unified partners, and fans in the stand. So community engagement is super, super important for Special Olympics. Since there is no cost to the families or the athletes, we do not have a large paid staff team. We have volunteers that are pretty much the lifeblood of this organization. They step up and run our local programs. All of our coaches are volunteers. Any of the events we run, it's you might find 2 to 3 staff people there and 50 volunteers. It's really, really great having the community come together. And I always say if you just go to one Special Olympics competition, you kind of just get bought in. That's what I always say to people that are kind of on the fence about volunteering. I'm like, just come out to an event and let me know how you feel. So that
And
kind of
and
gets sucked in.
sorry, and Anne Marie, in
Oh, sorry.
regards to volunteering, are there any specific requirements for clients who would want to volunteer?
Yes, so we would have there's a couple of steps regarding receiving a background check and registering, and you have to take a couple of quizzes online, things like that. So we do vet them a little bit with a background
Okay,
check. Um, and I can provide any of that information to anyone who's interested as well.
great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So for our sports seasons, it's broken down into 4. Like I said, we've got our spring season that runs March through June. We've got track, basketball, bocce, flag football, and swimming. Bocce and flag football, you see the asterisks there. That shows that we have unified teams for that. So again, that's an athlete with an intellectual disability and someone without an intellectual disability. They play together. In the summer, we've got bowling, again, unified. In the fall season, which we're currently in right now, we've got golf, soccer, softball, tennis. And unfortunately, San Diego does not have volleyball, but
That's
other
shocking.
regions, I know, I think the same thing. But yeah, we have never had it. So I'm not entirely sure why. But in Orange County, they have it. And I think up in San Luis Obispo, they've got some volleyball teams. And golf is unified, which how they do that is if they're competing, they play a 9 hole round of golf. and they play alternate shot. So the athlete will go first and they'll do all of their, and then they'll kind of rotate on athlete shoots, unified partner, athlete. So that's probably our most popular one. And then the winter season, we have floorball, and that's December through February.
Hmm. Now, this may be my only thing. I've never heard of bocce. What is that?
Bocce ball is so there's two teams, and it's a little white ball called a polina, and you say there's a red team and a green team, and the red team has their balls. You try to just throw your ball to get it as close as you can to the white polina.
Oh, okay.
It's like closest to the pin or like you're just trying to get it closest to that white ball. And someone does throw the white ball each round.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's a fun one. And those are uh track is a good one. We have wheelchair athletes because we do have wheelchair races. Bocce, athletes in wheelchairs can participate. Bowling, they can because we do have ramp bowling offered.
Hmm.
Um, Depending on the ability of someone in a wheelchair, they can participate in swimming. And then basketball skills and tennis skills as well can participate. And then we host chapter games at the end of every season. There's different qualifications to make it to a chapter event. And for fall and spring season, which our spring season is called summer games, it definitely confuses people. Um, you would need two competitions throughout that season to qualify for summer games or fall games. For bowling and floorball, they only need one regional competition, and then they could qualify to make it to chapter games. There is an allotment, so not everyone gets picked. Um, it's kind of a numbers game, and then again, you have to compete to continue to move up in each event. And pretty much for all of the seasons, we will host one tournament in San Diego, and there'll be one tournament, qualifying tournament in that they will travel to. Usually, our teams travel to Inland Empire or Orange County. Um, those are day of events, and we do provide or we provide transportation for that, and then they will get lunch at those events as well. Summer games and fall games, they stay overnight, which is really cool. They stay on campus at Cal State Long Beach. So they stay in the dorms.
Oh,
And
wow.
then fall games at Fountain Valley, there's some hotels that we have a contract with that we stay. So it's pretty fun. Sometimes the athletes it's a night away from the family. So they really, really enjoy it. And we do dances at each of these events. It's a whole thing and it's a lot of fun.
Nice. For those that need a direct support with them, maybe overnight, are they able to accompany them on overnight trips?
Yes, we do have one-on-one aids that
Okay.
we would put into the mix. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. So this is just a general. I do have, if anyone needs this, this is an email that I sent where each of them are live links that'll click and take you directly to what you need. But on becoming an athlete, there's three separate things that we need. There's an athlete code of conduct, a communicable diseases waiver. Those are really easy, simple Adobe signatures online. And then we have our athlete registration and medical forms. So the athlete registration, it's just general information, their health history, and then the medical form is something they would need to get a physical by the doctor. Um, all of that is online minus the physical. Once the physical is complete, you would mail that to our headquarters in Long Beach. It's a pretty quick process. I know sometimes getting a physical or getting an appointment with a doctor is the hardest part. But sometimes we host MedFest, so that's something I'll talk about a little bit later. But it's a pretty simple process, and once you're cleared, you're good for 3 years, and you'll receive all of the updates on the upcoming seasons and the schedules and registering for those practices if you're interested. And then this is the same concept, our opportunities for coaching. We've got coaches and then team volunteers. That's usually someone who kind of does the back end management of the rosters. I communicate with the team volunteers a lot because we have deadlines for registrations if they're going to events and things like that. Unified partners. And then we also have day of events, which vary depending on the season and what competitions we have. So a day of event volunteer would help for a single event. We just had a tennis competition in Oceanside on Saturday. So you would just sign up for a particular role. We had scorekeepers, we had a ball person, we had awards assistants. There's a variety of roles you can sign up for the day of events. And
And when
then
you say
coaches are,
single event, oh, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Emery.
No, go ahead.
When you say single event, do you mean it's not a seasonal game, sport or game? It's just maybe for one day. Is that what you mean by
Yep,
that?
it's just a 1 day event
Okay.
in that season. So we tend to have in San Diego specifically, probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 to 10 single day events throughout the
Okay.
year, and that's sometimes what people can do, and that's great.
Hmm.
We have single event volunteers that help at every single one of our single day events.
Nice.
um,
Okay.
Coaches and team volunteers, it's a little bit more of a commitment. You're with the team for the entirety of a season, which ranges from 8 to 14 weeks. You practice once a week, and again, there's opportunities for competitions throughout that 8 to 14 week season.
Very nice.
And then this is just a general snapshot of a sports schedule. This is our current fall sports schedule and where the practices are located. Once you're cleared as an athlete in our system, you'll receive an email from me that just states, this is our fall sports schedule. Click here to register, and it's just a simple Microsoft form that you fill out, and you will just choose the practice that interests you the most, works best with your schedule, however, however you see fit. And then from there, once you attend that first practice, the coach will add you to their roster, and they'll be the ones that communicate with you throughout the season. So I communicate with the coaches, and then the coaches communicate down to their teams. But it kind of gives you an idea. We have a lot in North County.
Hmm.
We've got a little bit of a hole in like central San Diego and then South San Diego that we're working on. But volunteers are what we need first.
This is nice though. The locations vary, throughout the county.
Yeah.
So, this is
So
nice.
and it's different from season to season, but we do try and have that good variety for
Hmm.
everyone to try and reach as many people as we can. All right. And then local programs is a part of our community programs. Again, this is something about being a volunteer. So local programs are led by just a team of our dedicated volunteers who run an entire practice, we'll say. So there's the coordinator who oversees the head coach and oversees the team volunteer. But it's just basically a team of volunteers that can make a program run, which is, we have a lot of those and are always looking for more. All right. Next up is our health initiatives. So this is, again, we're more than just a sports organization. We do have health initiatives because we want our athletes to be healthy and give them opportunities for that. So one of the things that we have is Healthy Athletes. We have these at all of our chapter events and some of our regional events, and athletes can stop by any of the disciplines and receive uh, essentially healthcare for these different disciplines. So Fit Feet is obviously podiatry, so they will get their feet, their ankles, and their knees will get checked out. They'll
Oh,
get advice on if if they have a particular shoe they should be wearing, insoles and things like that. Fun Fitness, they get a physical therapy screening and they check their strength, their flexibility, and their balance. Healthy Hearing is a hearing screening. Um, Health Promotions is they get health information or advice on things like nutrition, safety, bone density. Opening Eyes is a vision screening. This one's pretty cool because they actually make if they need like any sort of sports spec, they will make them for our athletes and send them free of charge. So they'll get glasses for free. Special Smiles is dental. Strong Minds is it's an interactive um, it's like an interactive discipline that helps them develop adaptive coping skills. And then MedFest is this isn't at our events. A MedFest is actually almost an event itself, where we host an event where the athletes or new athletes can come to get that physical. Because again, like I said, with getting cleared, some families have the hardest time getting that
mhm.
physical. So we just have a doctor. We're partnered with Kaiser, and we have a clinical director, which is one of their doctors, come to the event. We have a bunch of nurses help out,
Wow.
and they get their physicals. They get signed up and cleared as an athlete right on the spot.
So these 8 disciplines happen at the events?
Yes, so we have them at our competitions, but
Okay.
they're open to everyone.
Wow, that's
So you
fantastic.
don't really
That
have
is
to be an
that is
athlete. Well,
amazing.
you have to be a cleared athlete, but if you're not competing in a chapter event and you want to go and
Hmm.
just do the healthy athletes, you're able to do that. Um,
Wow.
You
and there's
guys
always
cover a
fun
lot of
prizes.
aspects.
Yeah, there's
Hmm.
always fun prizes that if you check off all your boxes and you visit a certain amount, you get put in for a raffle for some pretty cool. They've gotten like AirPods and iPads and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So that's cool.
That's great.
And then another program we have is called Fit Five. And the main three um, three things they want you to do. They want you to exercise 5 days a week, eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, and drink 5 bottles of water a day. Um, so you can register for this on our website and you would receive a Fit 5 guide, fitness cards, and then a weekly exercise, nutrition, and hydration tracker. And after 8 weeks, you can submit your completed tracker and you can receive a shirt.
I need
So,
that. I like you. He held you accountable, but it's fun too. Like,
yeah, so that's one of our options. And
Mhm.
then we also have a virtual programming called Healthy Lifestyle Challenge with Coach Max. He does a workout. It's Tuesdays at 6 o'clock on Zoom. Every Tuesday, again, you can go on our website and the Zoom link will be there. And there's also all of his past Zoom videos available on that link. So if you just wanted to run through a couple with Coach Max, you're more than welcome to. Essentially, this is just designed to help and set healthy patterns and routines for everyone in their daily life. And you also get a shirt with this one, and they have a picture of the shirt. So we're just giving shirts out. So athlete leadership. So this is another aspect that we offer for our athletes. So athletes have the opportunity to succeed off the field. Um, our athlete leaders are empowered to utilize their voices and take meaningful leadership roles, influence change, and help create a more accepting and inclusive community. So we've got a team of athlete leaders here. Um, it's called the Athlete Leadership Council, ALC for short, and they meet. I want to say they meet once every 3 months here at the office, and they just go over ideas that they have for us, how we can improve. They come to our events that we host in San Diego and they help out. We have a softball competition happening this Saturday, and a couple of our athlete leaders are just setting up a table and they're making friendship bracelets for the athletes to, it's kind of to entertain the athletes between their games and things like that, give them something to do. They're going to have cornhole. We have a little plastic axe throwing. So they're going to run a little fun zone for the athletes to do in between their softball games on Saturday. We have global messengers, which help. They're actually trained to public speak. They go through a training that we run, and they essentially are our go-to speakers for events that we have. A lot of our global messengers will go to resource fairs. If there is any sort of event that, for example, we received a donation from an organization and they were giving us those big checks you see on TV. We had a global messenger attend that and he spoke. Um, Anytime we need some sort of funding or we always bring a global messenger and athlete leader because they tell our story the best because they're a part of it. And it's really great. Um, and we also have athlete leaders co-MC. We have an opening ceremony for every event that we do. We thank our volunteers, we thank any sponsors. They will call out all the participating teams that are there. So they'll MC with either it's co-MCs with global messengers, or sometimes we have law enforcement MC with the global messengers, but it's a really cool opportunity and so they're so impressive. It's really, really great. And then we also have health messengers, same concept, but they're on that Fit Five healthy lifestyle side. So they really promote um, our health and wellness opportunities in the community. And then for events, actually, we do have leaders, athlete leaders coach, and games management team. That's our group of volunteers that help promote and run our events. So that's just what we call them. So it's really just getting them involved. And then it's great when they go to these events because then they can have their athlete leader meetings and they can come back with feedback on what can we change? What do you guys want to see differently? Things like that. So we just kind of give them as much power as we can give them. So it's awesome.
And do you guys choose an athlete leader in one of these positions, or someone has to show interest in it?
So they have to show interest and then they do have to get nominated by a coach or a mentor. Yeah.
Nice.
And we've got our Unified Champion Schools. Um, so our Unified Champion Schools is just read with sports as the foundation. Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools is not a program, but it's a strategy that offers a unique combination of sports, education, and leadership activities to equip young people with tools and training to create sports, classroom, and school climates of acceptance and inclusion. So we've got a variety of Unified Champion Schools throughout San Diego County. I know we just signed with the Poway School District. So all of their schools are going to become unified champion schools. So that's essentially they have sporting events, they have unified PE, and again, it's an athlete that has an intellectual disability and then an athlete without an intellectual disability, and they play together on the same team. They are teammates, they're not, and it's all equal. If we've got six on the field, it's three and three of an athlete and a partner. And the way our unified champion schools are kind of falling under that category, we have unified sports, which is what I just described. We have basketball teams. And again, this is all within the school. So if you go to that school and they're a unified champion school, you can participate in their programming. Um, this is outside of our community sports programs. The school runs it. A lot of PE teachers are the ones that are in charge at the Unified Champion schools that we have in San Diego. And then they would need unified leadership. So that's students with and without disabilities work together to lead and plan advocacy awareness and other Special Olympics related inclusive activities throughout the school year. So they can start clubs, they can host dances. Um, Again, they can do sports teams. It's whatever they want to do. And it creates so much acceptance and inclusion. We've been told by schools that it just decreases the bullying. So it's a really, really great thing. And then the last thing is whole school engagement. So the school needs to incorporate awareness and education activities which promote inclusion within the entire school. So those are the three things that a school will need to be classified as a unified champion school. And again, it is volunteer based. However, there are some schools where this is built into a teacher's job description and things. So schools vary, it varies from school to school on what they want to do, but they will run it. We, again, Special Olympics provides support equipment if they need a facility to practice at. We assist with that. I think that was it. So this is some contact information. So Lynn Allen is the program director in San Diego. She oversees schools and sports. And then again, my name, Anne Marie Clifford. I oversee the sports programs in San Diego. So if you have any questions on getting involved as an athlete or a volunteer, I can go ahead and send you those PDFs with the live links on getting involved. And then Audrey Hillman is our Unified Champion Schools manager. I didn't go into too much detail about Unified Champion Schools because I'm not as familiar, but Audrey will be your girl for that if you have any questions. Or if you're unsure if your school is a Unified Champion School, she would be the one to know.
Oh, Anne-Marie, this was fantastic. Thank you so much again. And learning you're right, it's not just about sports and all the health factors that you guys incorporate, and then the leadership and the training for public speaking. I mean, it's a melting pot of all things that are fantastic for these individuals. So this is a great program, Special Olympics, Southern
Yeah.
California. This is fantastic. Learned a lot of great information. I can see a lot of families that we support being interested in getting their kids signed up. And because it's fun, it's something to get involved. It doesn't have to be so competitive and playing with everyone,
Exactly.
being inclusive. And I love this. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So
This is
again,
great.
this is
I love
recorded.
spreading the word.
No, and we were saying earlier, you're at a lot of events, and that's how we came in contact with you. So you guys are definitely spreading. We will definitely be spreading the word. I will be putting this
Yeah.
out to a lot of the families that we speak with, that this is a great organization to get involved with, and even those that want to volunteer. And but the screenings, that's just in partnering with Kaiser. I
Yeah.
mean, how fantastic.
The health incentives are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very much so. Well, thank you guys for those that could meet us here today, for those that we'll see later on. Again, our Wednesday webinars were here. They're on our website on betterlifetogether.org under webinars. There's a plethora of topics there. We will be adding this one there today. But thank you, Anne Marie and Special Olympics of Southern California, doing a great job and a great service to our community. So we're very grateful that we had you today.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Thank you guys. And thank you. If you need anything else, you know where to contact us. And Anne-Marie has left her information here as well. And we hope everyone has a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.